One, audio two is changed over. Take this away. All right. Excuse me. All right. Hey, welcome, guys. Look, we're live on the internet again.
Oh shit.
Hi. Anyways, yeah. Happy Labor Day weekend. Um, I hope all of you are not doing what I'm doing, and that's actual work when it's Labor Day. You should be taking it off. Well, I'm going to take it off. So, speaking of taking it off, Noah, the floor is yours, Mike.
Woo. All right. Yeah. um welcome back. This is likely the final episode of a Dorithian Divide. Sad horn. Um Kicking it off previously. You guys had a intense deadly encounter with some sort of draconic creature from the underground, leaving Fuck Jensen dead and cold. You guys collected yourselves afterwards, defeating the beast. A very quickly after the passing of Fuck, Jaden proceeded to remove his own arm and attach the stone arm that had brought Finch back to life, which was currently acting as Fuck's left arm. Unfortunately, no such powers came from the arm. I believe after that you guys went into a long rest. Did you guys long rest or was it short rest? I forget. We'll say long. We'll say long rest. It was. I think it was getting to nighttime. Anyways, I think it was like twilight. So we'll say you guys rest up and awake in the morning. Sorry, music is very loud. So as you guys awake, Jaden, Polly, Dar, and Jean-Luc, what do you guys want to do? Rowlin as well, who will be.
He's going to take Paul out and start doing his normal routine, as a distraction.
I'm going to try to see where that thing came from now that maybe the sun's out and see, did it burrow in? Did it come from deeper within that cave, or is there any track or anything?
Yeah, so you go and check out it. It burst from the mouth of the cave originally, so you go and investigate around the cave. Would you just give me an investigation check, just to see how much you glean?
Are you rolling dice in your vehicle?
14. My girlfriend, I told her all the time I have vehicle dice, and she thinks I'm crazy, and I'm like, until they come into fucking play.
Dude, that is awesome.
13. Okay.
She said I was crazy, but I knew they'd come in handy one day.
You knew. So you go and you check out this the mouth of the cave here. Immediately as soon as you come, you see during its burrowing process, it actually collapsed a majority of this cave, this ruins. So you just see like piles and piles of rocks. Besides that, you see some claw prints some scarring on the interior walls where it was digging. Besides that, though, it is just rubble and rock and dirt.
No.
Polly, Jaden, what are you guys doing?
I'm preparing. We've had a long rest. It's sunk in. The walker's actually gone. I'm preparing wagons and whatnot to press on to the castle or to the keep. If there's any kind of hope in restoring folk in the long term.
I'm casting ceremonial funeral rite over Rock's body. Well, where we buried him.
All right, and what is it? What does that do again?
For the next 7 days, the target can't become undead by any means of short of a wish spell.
Nice. All right.
I'm gonna give the bad guys a proper burial too. I'm gonna go over there and kick dirt on them.
All right. All right. Easy enough. No problem. Rowland is training with Paul. So you guys are packing up, then gearing up, and headed for the keep, huh?
Think so?
I believe so.
All right. So you guys collect your things, carts, horses, and I believe you were only a couple days away, maybe a week, 7 days. Embarking on a journey through the vast expanse of the Ivory Plains feels like stepping into a dreamscape. As far as the eye can see, rolling hills covered in tall, pale grass sway in unison with the gentle breeze, their muted hues resembling a sea of ivory silk. In the distance, snow-capped mountain peaks of a distant mountain range frame the horizon like a majestic painting. The air is crisp and pure, carrying the faint scent of wildflowers that bloom amidst the grasslands. With every step, one becomes enveloped in a tranquil solitude, a serene world of muted colors and whispered secrets, where the journey itself is a meditation on the beauty of the natural world. After some time, you come upon your prize. In the vast, windswept plains, a lonely and decaying keep stands as a testament to forgotten grandeur. Its weathered stone walls, once imposing and proud, now crumble in places, revealing the passage of time. Tall, arched windows gape like empty eye sockets, their shattered glass long gone, letting nature's forces invade. Tall, withered grasses sway in the breeze, reaching knee-high against the crumbling walls. A single gnarled tree has taken root within the keep's courtyard, its branches stretching out in an eerie dance with the weeds push through the cracks in the cobblestone paths, reclaiming what was once controlled. The keep's entrance, once adorned with a massive wooden door, now stands ajar, inviting intrepid explorers to venture inside. Shadows linger in the dimly lit corridors, and the scent of damp earth and ancient decay fills the air. Bits of fallen masonry litter the uneven floor, hinting at the structure's gradual descent into disrepair. High above, a crumbling turret juts out, offering a precarious view of the desolate plains that stretch endlessly in all directions. The keep's once majestic banners, now tattered and faded, hang limply from rusted hooks, a final salute to a forgotten era. Nature and time have conspired to transform this once mighty stronghold into a haunting relic, a silent sentinel, to the passage of centuries in the quiet expanse of the Ivory Plains. With the keep's gates now within reach, you can't help but smile, knowing that this chapter closes, new adventures await, and your story in this vibrant world is far from over. You guys complete your journey and enter into the barren courtyard of your new home.
I'm gonna have Paul and Larsha stay outside of, like at a safe place until we can clear,
Yep.
everything out.
All right, you guys make your rounds. It is glorious, massive, decaying, but clear. You do see signs of pretty recent, like people were staying there. But at the moment, it seems empty. So you guys obviously set up, begin the process of repairing and getting this set up. Let's do, if you guys have any immediate stuff you want to do, cool, but let's kind of fast forward. What's your guys' plan for like the next couple months here?
We're gonna need a broom.
Yeah. So as far as gold cost to repair, I think it's around 3,000 gold is what you'll need. That's counting.
So I have the party fund somewhere.
Awesome. Around 3,000 gold. I think that's including labor and materials, which means you'll also have to find people to do the labor.
I have 10. Got 10 gold.
So in the party fund
Right.
at the moment, we have 100 gold, 160 silver, and 4 gems, which I don't know if I have them in my actual inventory.
Roland,
No, I don't.
Roland's got about 400
Yeah.
gold.
4 gems of 50 gold each, so
200.
200. So we have about 300 gold, 160 silver, roughly. I suppose you can get the ball rolling.
I think basically over the next few months we have to hunt down and eliminate the road so we can steal their wealth to finance the.
So, Jaden will have a couple of priorities. We start repairing the chapel, the
Okay.
prayer place to sons. I would like to get the messenger system we were starting up, so we can get messages relayed back from here to the several towns we've been through and Finch.
Yep. All right.
And he himself will help contribute towards labor.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll put that down.
Messenger system, chapel. What was the other thing you said?
Roland's banner,
Rollins.
messenger, chapel, help out with labor, and get word out that the Roland has taken this keep. He wishes to combat against the road, and to do so we need to raise a militia and to hopefully recruit and maybe start a small guard at this keep.
All right.
and start training them up.
Polly, Dar, Rowlin.
Bees.
Hmm.
Set up a sea yard.
Okay. Set up your bees.
I
In the production so that we can make some money.
one
Alright.
more thing. I totally blast the words he uses, so it becomes holy mead.
Okay. Holy mead. I will say as soon as you get your bees up and going, they also just adapt and take to like the environment around, and plants and trees and everything close by starts like growing rapidly too.
Nice.
I think Roland would spend these months going around to like the villages that are within Ride, and spreading
Yep.
the word, instilling confidence, finding the smart soldiers, and start thinking about appointing I want to say contacts because Andy's a sneaky fuck, but I'm sure they're
Nearby ones and
spreading the word.
roll me with persuasion for
Oh,
Rowlin.
boy. Yeah.
Does
Fucking
he have-
die.
Does he have advantage because I'm helping?
I'll say no because you only go out occasionally because you're kind of working on a couple other different things.
Yay, persuasion. Hold on.
I'm really good at persuasion. Got that.
Skills.
Sounds Rowlin.
Oh, he's got advantage on it. Oh, natural!
Oh.
Oh, fuck! I'm not
Fuck
shitting
yes.
you. So my first one was a 4. My second one, dude. I'll take a picture.
No, you're good. I believe. We believe. Okay. So Rowlin on one of his first trips makes out to this small little primarily halfling town. It's maybe half a day's ride north from the keep, and he finds a distillery, and he, after talking with some of them, mentions Finch, and you find out that you've actually met Finch's parents and his family.
Shit.
Oh shit.
And so that is an instant connection. That whole town with that natural 20 is immediately subservient to Rowlin, and you get a ton of workers from there who come back with Rowlin to begin working on the keep. You also have a consistent dealer of absinthe. I assume Rowlin doesn't mention that Finch died and doesn't look like Finch anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Doesn't
not.
seem like something he would just be like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, and definitely not the way Jeff plays Roland.
No.
Yeah.
Other towns Rowlin makes it to in, we'll say, the next few months, 2-3 months, also do very, very well. Natural 20, the connection with Finch's hometown is a great advantage, so none of them are quite as accepting as that. But you still get plenty of workers, blacksmiths, carpenters, stonemasons who come and begin helping repair the keep. Also, they're helping with the chapel. That's also getting repaired and being built up. They have farmers that come in and begin helping you, Polly, with your mead, and also utilizing the bees to begin some sort of farming within the keep and outside of it. As far as the messenger system goes, you, Jaden, don't really know how to start that. One of the priests from the White Grace Citadel was sort of starting that.
I'll,
So
I'll more likely get a messenger, a horseback messenger, send a message back saying,
got
"We've
it.
secured the
Okay.
keep.
Okay,
We've
sure.
gone through these towns. We've helped secure these towns. We can start the message line going."
Sweet. So you send the messenger boy out on a horseback. Couple weeks later, he comes back with a message from the White Grace Citadel, as well as a bag of supplies. They respond back saying, "Great, congratulations. The messenger system has been working extremely well, back and forth from Tempest Landing. So, and then they give you instructions on what to set up at the keep, so the birds know where to go, where to land."
That would definitely be more of a priority.
For sure. So you guys set that up. That gets going within, I'd say, about a month of you guys being here. Soon after it's set up, you receive a raven addressed to Rowland. Rowland, you open it up, and it is from General Wimrick. He tells you that there's been a change of hierarchy in the guardship at Tempest Landing. So he's been not demoted, but relieved of his position. And he is gathering some of his loyal men, and he's actually on his way to your keep to begin help construction and assembly of the guards.
I did Dart get to do his
I haven't gotten to him yet, but
Okay.
whatever you want to do, Damien.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna try to infiltrate. Like, I'm gonna set up like some shady connections during that time, see what's going
Okay.
on, specifically about the road, and I would even do if possible, I would try to get information. But if I could actually infiltrate them in some way, I would, even doing small jobs for them.
Okay.
If need be.
Infiltration, I'm gonna need a roll, but as far as just like developing contacts, I'd say it's easy enough. You follow Rowland around into these towns that he makes these couple trips these first few months, and you go with him and sort of break off into the alleyways while he's dealing with the faces of the town. Easy enough. You find some people that are either shady themselves and you sort of don't really trust but can use, or have an equal disdain for the road and the skill set necessary to be on that team, and you sort of start developing this spy network, at least amongst the small local towns and within the community that's developing around the keep. But with that system you develop over the first few months, it'd be very easy for it to sort of spider out into more towns. As far as infiltrating the road, go ahead, just give me a deception check.
I would like to add that when I'm setting myself up to try to infiltrate, I'm actually going to use. So I have part of my training as an assassin. I was trained in a few magical things and such. As out of game, I have Magic Initiate with a few spells that allowed me. So I will actually be using Disguise Self to set up meetings with me. So as someone else, so that when so I can keep a separation between them. But yes, I will roll a deception roll, which I think I have.
I'll give you advantage because of the disguise self.
Perfect, and I have expertise in deception. If that tells you anything about my character.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so first roll is not good. We'll see what the second one comes out to. 12. 17.
17. All right. I won't say you get super deep in, but you take a couple odd jobs. Just some simple stuff. You start just hanging out with some of these guys that are associated with them. Get little bits of information here and there. You don't get like super close to any higher ups, but you start hearing just whispers about where they're planning on going. You get to, obviously, if you get the job, you get to communicate with your team. Here's where they're going to be. This is what they're doing. And you do develop that connection where you're sort of a trusted, not member, because if you were membered, they'd make you get the
I'm an earner.
tattoo.
What they
Right,
probably
but
called me.
you're in, and they hire you occasionally for jobs, and you sort of have that trust.
Cool.
I would say about 3 or 4, probably 3, 2.5, 3 months into this, some small guard has been assembled. It's mostly just you guys taking turns and a couple beefier farmers that you guys had met. And someone comes rushing up to you, Jaden, as you're having a conversation with Rowland, looking at repairing the base to one of the towers. Or sorry, just has one tower, but the structure near the base is really starting to collapse. And he rushes up to you. He's this middle-aged human man. Excuse me, sir. There's some sort of collection of individuals marching on the keep from the southwest. Spotted them over the walls, maybe a mile out.
Didn't happen to see any signatures, any identifying marks on these men?
They weren't flying anything when I spotted them.
Right. Good work. And kind of start gathering what people we've somewhat trained up. Start
Sure.
forming a bit of a shield wall at
Um,
the entrance. I doubt we've got all the walls repaired at this point, so
No, definitely not.
I'll have them all gathered up like, in the breaches in the walls that we have and plug
All right.
up.
Polydar, Paul, assemble.
All right, Paul. Paul is now a few months later, with the consistent feeding and training. He's now like, I think he's 14 now. He probably had a birthday in there. And he's significantly hit puberty. He's started to buff up a bit. He's not a well-trained fighter, but he's sort of trusted. Now in fights you can kind of let Paul
He's
he
a
doesn't need to be babied.
he's a featherweight.
Yeah, exactly. Featherweight, but still capable.
Yeah.
He's equivalent, would say he's like equivalent to your everyday random guard.
Yeah, exactly. Still young and not with the athleticism that you'd expect from a full-grown adult, but so as you guys assemble this shield wall, you hear them coming, and it's a good amount of people. And as they crest over, because the keep is sort of built up onto a hill, as they start to crest over the hill, and you can begin to see them, you see a pole is being lifted up, and it unfurls this flag and begins waving in the wind, and you see the banner of Tempest Landing, and marching in front of them you see General Limerick approaching. He sort of puts his hand up and stops everyone. They all drop their spears.
I'll drop guard. Get all the militia to drop guards as well. Lower our alert.
All right.
Yeah.
He comes up and begins looking around for anyone he recognizes. 'Cause he actually only knows around.
We'll ride out there with the banner. You know, I just grab arm and do that
Clasp
like
hands,
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fitting. And then
Um,
raise his horse up and kind of do that, nightly turn as
Yeah.
he leads his Wimrick's guards into our grounds.
Awesome. Yeah, exchange. Everyone meets everyone. For those who didn't meet Wimrick, he's was the general head of the guard at Tempest Landing. But he was a pretty good friend to the original Unfledged before they all died. But he's fully at your beck and call now. And he starts helping to establish your guard and the militia. And same day, not but a couple hours later, that same guard comes up to you, Jaden, and says, "Sir, we've got more folks on the horizon."
It's a busy day.
I guess so.
Same again. No markers, no identification.
No, sir.
Don't happen to see what they were wearing? Armored, military, or do you see?
Some of them look armored, sir, but it actually looks like mostly not just commoners.
Still, we never know. I'll approach Wimwick and Roland and relay the information and start getting everybody alert again.
Everybody, this is like 2 hours later. They're like, all right. So everyone sets up again. And you see someone who's spotting from up above yells down and says, "They've stopped." And they've stopped like a bit out. And you see an arrow and lands in front of the keep with a note attached to it.
I'll approach.
You unfurl the note.
Yeah,
Open it
I'll
up.
keep my shield first, walk up, grab it, walk back.
You open it up, and as you're reading it and comprehending what you're seeing, you see someone walking up, hands up, and you read, "Don't fucking kill me, or I'll kill you." And you see Finch walking forward in his bright white now armor, repainted since the last time you saw it.
I'll pass the note back to Roland and stuff.
Wimmer grabs it first, looks at it, and just shakes his head
I'll
before
grab the
giving it
guard
to
and
him.
I'll go out and greet him.
I can't do Finch's voice, but
Yeah.
hey, I don't know how he fucking talked. How did he talk? Was it just like, "Hey"? I don't fucking know. Anyways, it's some Tim voice that I can't do. But he, you guys say hello. And he has brought 24 people to start forming the militia. He says they're well trained at this point. So, again, everyone greets you guys. Have a grand dinner that night, I'm sure.
We'll obviously have to update him with what's happened the past couple of months and.
Yep.
I
You
make-
guys have a war room meeting.
I make sure Paul gets 2 steaks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he bring Artemis with him?
He sure did.
Fucking adorable.
Artemis, comes up, tailing the rest of the group. But you do see she comes up eventually.
Now that we have it somewhat established militia, we have decently trained men and more training. Jaden would definitely put forth a suggestion of starting patrols to local towns.
All right. So just setting up like 6 or 8 or maybe a dozen guys and just having them
Yeah,
go town to town.
could we have them report to Paul? And then Paul, like,
sure.
grab the reports and give them back to. What are we? Like, like a circle, or something?
What do you call your keep? You haven't named the keep yet, and
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I will say
I'm a fill-in.
to something you guys do need to do as well is you have all these people here working on the keep and the chapel and the guards, and they need places to live, and you guys sort of need to start developing not only the keep but like township as well.
One thing that I know that the three of us, Jaden, Fryer, and our newest holy guy would do is set up a chapel at some point, or some sort of like central place of worship within the
Yeah.
the keep.
So I'll say sort of focusing on that as the first section of the keep to complete. I'll say within these like first 3 or 4 months, you guys get utilize the healthiest part of the keep that was like maintained the best, and I would say in 3 or 4 months get that set up pretty complete, and so I'd say easy enough, kind of using that as your first stop, your first goal in restoring the keep.
Jaden approaches everybody with a name. Ravenstone Keep.
Call me crazy, but why Ravenstone?
Who knows? People tend to underestimate the cunning and smartness of ravens. People tend to underestimate us and what we can accomplish here.
Finch speaks up, says, "Why not just the fucking ivory keep?" He's like, "I don't know. It seems." Anyways,
On. Jaden will walk off sulking.
the the name of the
Yeah.
keep on the deed that you guys got is I believe it was oh fuck, what was it? Let me look. I have it written down somewhere.
I vote Castle Grayskull.
Castle Grayskull is tight.
I mean, Ravenstone, I think Roland respects Jaden's input. Maybe we could name this Ravenstone, but have it be like one of those tourist things where it's the Ivory Keep at Ravenstone.
My question is, what is Sir Royland's like livery, or his like what is his symbol, like his house or family symbol? Does he have one? What's on his shield?
We have one. We have
we do
one, right?
have one. It is actually just I think it's Rowland's face with like his beard. But he's known as like the bearded knight, the knight of flowers, because he has like
Flowers.
It's
Great
an
beard and flower. Like I think it's like flowers woven
it's
into it.
in catch out of character. Yo, but it's that. Oh, it's like a circlet of flowers and then like a beard made out of swords.
Oh, you
I think
said
I
it's
think
out of
we
character.
I think we're just using that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a crown of flowers and then a beard of swords. Um,
Okay. I'm just trying to think of maybe.
yep.
I mean, I'm cool with any of those. They all sound cool to me.
I do like. I mean, actually, I don't. I don't care. I'm not. It's not my cue.
I don't think Roland's been like the deciding factor, and he takes all of the input and tries to use the best of it. So I like Ivory Keep at Ravenstone, and especially if Jaden's setting up a messaging system.
I say it kind of makes sense if you
Yeah.
guys are like one of the first. I would say you guys would be the first established township / keep made with the intention of using Raven communications. That's something.
Right? Jaden, is that the kind of communications you're going for? Is using Ravens?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's cool. And it's ice, dude. Roland, you know how Jeff embellishes it? Like, it sounds like a dual attraction, which I think Jeff would like. You know.
For sure.
How about Rollins Roadhouse? Rollins. Uh,
Longthorn.
it's catchy.
All right. I can't find the initial name that's on the deed. I have it somewhere, but I can't find it. All right. Well, either way, eventually you guys will decide on something. Let's. Let's take a little break. It's a little early, but I gotta find something and I can't find it.
All good. We'll be back.
See you in a hot second.
Hot second. We got hot seconds. Hold on. Let me there we go. And I'll mute us. Unmuted and break screen is over. We're live.
Welcome back. So on the break, Jaden asked about his stone arm. So go ahead and roll me a Constitution check, not a saving throw. So just roll and add your Constitution modifier. See how quickly you adapt to the arm.
That's a fucking natural 20 on D&D.
Natural
So,
20.
Plus 2, so 22.
Dang. All right, 22. Okay.
I got my shit on lockdown.
Yeah. So I would say just like a week or two, and you're not like fully 100% back, but well enough off. You're wielding your shield perfectly fine. You can fight fine with it. And I would say having the addition of the labor that you aid with in like rebuilding the keep, having that extra movement and utilizing it a lot definitely helps. So I'd say a week and a half, 2 weeks, and you're pretty back to normal. I would say also with a natural 20, you develop some connection with the apologies, the intelligence in the hand. Does not have a name. It does not know where it came from, how it was created, but it tells you that it was first discovered by a man named Carcegion, and he knows that Carcegion was a king for a long time, but he doesn't recall how long ago that was, or if it was a king of here. He doesn't have much memory, but he's extremely intelligent on some things, and he tells you that like you'll ask him some things and he'll say almost like it's not actually him speaking, that it's just a voice. He'll say, "I'm incomplete, complete me, and I can answer your questions."
So, I have one thing to say about this. So, you know how I said when made his character Jaden, when he rages and goes into his other form, it's like another persona.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think of it as like a spirit, like an angel spirit or something's trapped inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because this arm's speaking to Jaden inside, I like to think it's speaking to the spirit.
Yeah.
instead of
Okay.
actually Jaden.
Okay. Sure. So you always kind of feel like he's talking to you, but he's not actually, like, sometimes he says things you're like, why would you say it like that? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, yes, what are you guys doing what is your plan for developing the town? Oh, I meant to say too, I apologize. Raynor and Riven, who you met in Dawn Hill, came back with Finch. So they're also here, helping you guys out. They were the two dwarven men, and Raynor was the one who had a kid right before you guys left.
Well, first off, we gotta get houses built
Yeah.
so people have places to stay. On top of that, we need farms developed.
Yeah. And a place for people to sell their wares.
Yeah. So, his fault. Keep center. Like a trades hub. Like a bazaar type deal.
Okay.
Then outside of that, probably more houses or whatever needs be. And then fields for the farmers going out.
It's
All
gonna
right, so
be
you kind of
like
do like
the rings of
rings
Saturn.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I dig
Okay.
that.
All right, so you guys first sort of just aid by getting everyone that's here, at least like the initial people, temporary home set up, and then I'll say one of the high-ranking guards who came with Wimrick, who used to be like a construction woodworker type, starts organizing the blacksmith and the stonemasons and develops a.
Then
Oh, sorry, I let go of my button. I forgot I was. I pushed to talk. Where did I drop off?
Right in the middle of it.
Stonemasons.
Yeah, okay. So he gathers like the stonemasons and the carpenters and develops a small guild of the construction type individuals, and they start building houses and building buildings and developing markets. All this is over this is like long term, years and stuff down the line, but they begin the process and get everyone who's here at least a home to stay in for now. For now, most people are working and sort of just keeping themselves alive, but at some point, your guards and the people actually working for you will need some sort of salary. And a couple months in, you start to hear people saying, I need to get paid for this. I need
our best
compensation. I
bet is
need
probably
food.
to whatever funds we have coming from our various imports of money, be it the mead, the stuff that me do, or food.
Yep.
We'd have to start doing a fund of that goes towards the keep and the fund that goes towards paying the guard.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you guys start.
Taxes are a thing too.
And
Okay.
once we have that situated, and everybody's happy with the salary and blah. You can't have to sit down with a meeting with everybody and say, look, we're starting to become a town. The town needs money to maintain itself. We're still building the keep up. We gotta bring in some kind of tax.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's probably gonna start low at the beginning, so everybody can get by as is.
Yeah.
And as we develop,
Work it up. All right.
I feel like Gar, if he has a pulse on the underground, would be able to let us know what a feasible rate without uproar would be.
I would agree.
Right? Like.
Yeah, Dark, give me a. This would actually probably be like a wisdom check or an insight check. As you are definitely the most integrated with the common folk.
So I will absolutely do that, but I also have an idea. Roland, with your at this time with all the there's a responsibility to protect the citizens from these vile ne'er-do-wells. Perhaps you could give somebody some executive legal authority to go in and these ne'er-do-wells out, these criminals, and of course the state, the keep, would confiscate any illicit gains they had been making. In fact, I could even, I don't know, lead this small group of legal enforcers. Somebody
Yeah.
who you can trust and that's here for the group.
Well, I certainly trust you and know you are here for the group. So, I think you are the only one that is suitable to be tasked with this.
Perfect. And then I'm going to use that power to take out any rivals I'm building up in the underground. And of course to take all their stuff and give it to the keep though too. That'll be the beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
All
Yeah.
right.
I'm sorry, you said wisdom, correct?
Yeah, insight, we'll say.
Jaden will
that's it.
be all for it, as long as he doesn't catch word of any innocence.
Sure.
Oh, he would be
Being-
fed exactly what he needed to know about it to be okay. So 15.
15. Okay, easy enough. So yeah,
Yeah.
gauging the current wealth status of the most common people in your small township. I'm not gonna give a number because I don't know, like a gold a month or whatever. Who knows? It's something like that. It's a small amount, but with how many people you have, it does eventually bring in some good extra revenue to maintenance and to pay your employees, and
Think
yeah,
about
keep
it,
you
it just
afloat.
all
Sell some
comes
government
in one.
bonds.
It just comes into
yeah,
one
yeah.
big circle if you think about it. We take
Yeah.
money off them to pay them, which they give it back to us in tax, which
Exactly.
He does make a good point. We need an extremely large sum of money to put any true legitimacy behind him, though. So we need a treasure that he has that gives him the wealth he can then use to, get loan. He's not, to do the things, to do possibly even have a bank or whatever. So yeah,
things
fuck,
aren't
we need
built
one big
on-
fucking snag like a trove or a, you know what I mean?
these things aren't built in a day.
Just one more.
You guys
One
do
more.
have, like, say you guys have allies in other cities that you could ask for donations or them to move in and sort of start a bank, start giving out loans. You guys do also have the connection with Wimrick and the Order of the Perpetual Flame, which obviously has high ranking, as well as your mentor, Jaden.
All right. Well, me and my squad will be walking around, going down. No,
Hell yeah.
Taking
putting
people
in
down.
it's taking people down and putting our foot down, weeding out corruption, is what our whole mission
All right.
is.
Mhm.
And what are you guys called?
Right? Yes. Well,
Every stopper.
well, some sort of police.
Inquisition.
We're in secret. Some
The
sort of
secret police.
secret police. No, but I'm looking
Starks
for
the
some
secret
shady.
police.
Whoever's running the illicit stuff. We're gonna come in, stomp
Okay.
them out, take their stuff, and then I'm going to set up shop, and then yeah.
Yeah, I will say as soon as this
And
secret
Royland
police,
just needs to know about the stomping out the criminals, right?
yeah, you all
That's-
Roland hears is you stomped out these criminals, and here's all the money we got from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go back to yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so, and I'm grease any other wheels you got to grease along the way.
I'll say in the first couple weeks of this secret police being formed, you do already find a couple road members who had sort of snuck in with some families that had moved in, and you weed them out. They're gone. And then, yeah, I'd say probably you start incorporating.
How many
Yeah.
people are in this? How big is this?
Well, it probably starts small. Probably depending on how big you want it. Your most trusted people probably
No,
only
I'm
like.
sorry. I meant the town, like the kingdom or whatever. I'm sorry. How big is like
Oh,
the
oh,
population? I guess.
I would say at this point, you got Rowland, his couple, Finch, their few, your workers, farmers, maybe 200 people, maybe.
Okay, it's a little smaller than I was picturing. That maybe
It's
that's
not
why.
huge yet.
Yeah, so I don't need. I guess my stomping around. I was thinking there was like established stuff. All right.
Not
Well,
quite yet. This is
we're
only,
still just.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
4
Okay. Well,
months in or so.
yeah, we won't be so heavy-handed then.
Yeah. But yeah, you get your most trusted guys. I say you probably bring in some of the people from like other towns that you're associated with, and fold them into this organization. Sort of legitimize kind of what you were already doing, but still keep bits and pieces out there that are just off the record.
Yeah.
All right. We'll say 4 months in, no, five. We'll say 5 months into this process. You guys are starting to sort of get settled in. Things are very routine now. And Rowlin will actually, yeah, Rowlin will get it, but we'll say you guys open it, read it together at some war room meeting. So I think you guys probably would have some sort of council meeting pretty regularly in the beginning stages, probably every week or every couple days in the very beginning. You receive a letter from a raven, stamped with the royal seal.
Oh fuck.
Bring forth the letter opener.
Paul comes up.
Paul just brings in a rolling sword.
I'd say at this point you guys are probably meeting in the chapel, because it's the most fixed up part. Which, by the way, Polly, since bringing in so many people, you are getting many new believers every single day. I'd say at this point you would guess probably at like 40% or maybe even half the people here say they're stalwart believers in Sans and actually show up to chapel regularly. But
We're gonna call this the Rick Room. The Raven Rock at Ivory Tower Council Chamber.
yeah. I love it. Yeah, Jane.
So I was thinking, any of like the better trained guardsmen that will also starting to believe in all this and that, in Sans, I will be seeing about bringing them into my fold.
Okay, so start that.
While making this paladin squad type thing, is like building an elite little guard squad for Roland.
Okay. Yeah. Does Roland, at some point, I would think he would develop some sort of guard, like personal guard?
This is kind of going towards it.
Kind of going to that. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna start a cult to the dead god of murder, Ball.
Jaden,
That's one of my side quests.
Jaden, stop riding your way with Warhammer in hand.
Oh no, you have. I mean, it's a hidden cult.
Yeah. Roland doesn't need to know anything about it.
Yes, no, nobody does.
Yeah.
It's my own personal side project.
We all start having our internal conflicts. Roland's completely ignorant to it all.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
just
dark?
Games of
Seems
Thrones,
accurate.
everybody.
The
We
dark
all turn
magic
up
starts to weave into all of your cores.
We all turn up in council meeting like best friends, but as soon as we leave, we're all at.
Yeah.
Trust him. I want eyes on him.
Oh, it's full Game of Thrones at this point. You guys are, yeah.
Most of us are dead.
That's true. There's only one left. So you receive this scroll from New Capital. Paul will open it up and read it aloud for the whole group. So it is addressed to the Unfledged and to Ravenstone, the Ivory Keep on Ravenstone. In short, it says, Lay Ridge, the town furthest east in Dorithia's borders, which for months and months now has been acting as the front lines for the war against the giants. You hear in this letter, Paul sort of stops before he says it and swallows, has been taken over and fully infiltrated by the Riza Empire. And according to King Ajax, the seventh. I can't remember. There's something like that. I think it's the seventh.
Nobody can remember. Even they can't anymore.
Oh, they're like, I don't know. He's one of them. No, it's the sixth because it's Ivy. Yeah, it's the sixth. A group of about 1,000 have fled from Lay Ridge, and the closest they have is your newly established township. And basically, he's warning you you're going to get an influx of immigrants.
And basically, as he's saying, we're the next closest town, which means we become the new front to this war.
Yes.
I don't see immigrants. I see fresh-faced soldiers coming to do their land proud. Their new land proud.
As great as that is, who says they haven't infiltrated this group?
He also says he knew, and he is sending, and he has ordered directly to Gideon, the leader of the United Towns of the Ivory Plains, to take his people and head to your town as well to help shore up your defenses and establish an army.
We have to establish an outer wall now to this town with haste.
All workers needed will be pulled. All
In the
funds.
coming months, a couple weeks later, you see a flood of people, carts, 1,000 or more individuals
Dude,
coming to your town.
This town's gonna be like that island off of Japan that was a mine that isn't a mine anymore because we were all like focused on building up residential, and now we go to defenses, and if we fail, I don't know.
One thing to ask: during these months, Jaden would try and get in contact with Hank to see about getting defenses. Like
I will say
at that village.
that is easy enough. You send a small troop to their town. The town's actually not that far away. You guys only traveled a bit from there before you came to the keep. So you send Paul out with, we'll say, a couple of your paladins and some trusted guards, and they come back with Hank and his whole family and all of his blacksmithing supplies on a huge cart, and he sets up shop.
I'll immediately put him in charge of the blacksmith side and just let him go to town
on building up an outer defense and outer wall.
And integrating whatever levers and ballistas and defense.
He takes full advantage of this opportunity. He sort of not takes over, but becomes one of the heads of the Guild of Artisans and utilizes everyone he can, from blacksmiths to stonemasons to carpenters to everyone he can, and they begin an intense project building up this outer wall. You guys organize some sort of immigrant integration policy, and
Let's have a booth. They come in one at a time. We give them a bowl of food. They sign their name.
yep, exactly. You have like dozens of booths set up where people are coming in, signing in.
Well, on this signing sheet will also be any occupation.
Yep.
If they can help.
Sounds
And we're in time of war. It needs to be done.
bureaucracy.
Hey,
I
They
they
also
should want to defend the place, right? Where else are they gonna go? They're coming here next,
That's
so we might
true.
as well make this. You know,
the
we just want
influx.
to cover our butt in on the legal side, okay?
Dar, are you gonna make him build the wall too?
Don't you worry about what's happening over here.
Build James
Taking
Wall.
bribes left and right.
We'll start flying flags, build the wall.
Yeah. I've got.
Um,
Yeah. Well, you know,
yeah.
I happen to be selling all the logs in town that are needed for this wall. to be built.
Yeah, we got our Mecca signs. Make
Yeah.
catch great again.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, I'm just taking. We just need manpower. Okay. Dar's doing the things that nobody wants to do. Okay. Nobody has the stomach to do. Okay.
We're coming to build our traps.
With so many people, there is a like massive influx of just cash that's being traded too. So you guys probably at this point up your taxation to increase funds for the wall and finishing the keep.
For the wall.
We have
Mhm.
inflationary problems.
That's hilarious.
We will
Also,
build this wall
Polly.
and make them pay for it.
People are losing faith.
Yeah.
No one's going to church anymore except for old people and cats.
They're all going
Polly, though-
underground to the cult.
Yeah.
Down the street to the cold.
The White Gray Citadel does send a couple representatives to act in aiding you in developing other chapels, other churches. Not just because right now you still only kind of have the one, but with so many more people, still a lot of them are believers, but less, like your percentage of the population now is much lower, especially coming from a place like Layridge, which Dar is very familiar with. Is very artisan, very mechanical, not a typically religious city. As you guys continue to build and expand your now fairly large town, what do you name your town?
How about
You guys-
Raven Rock, and then the Ivory Keep at Raven Rock, right? The town is
Alright.
called Raven. That's just my thought. Or we could have a third name.
The third name, there's the town, and then there's the hill that the keep sits
Yeah.
on, and then there's the keep.
Bar, pop, place.
Darville.
Darville. Darville on Raven Rock at the Ivory Keep.
Yeah. That's funny.
No, it's not.
What are they people calling it? I'm gonna listen and put my ear to the ground, not literally, but figuratively.
Figuratively, what's your passive perception?
It's pretty good.
Good, right?
Yeah, no, wrong one. I meant the wrong
Ryland's
one.
Port.
Sorry, I was looking at something else.
Ryland's Port.
Yeah, Rollins for it.
It's funny because it's landlocked too. There's no water.
yeah. There is a nearby river which you guys use as your primary water source, but
My passive perception's 18. I forgot. Yeah, because
18. Yeah, you
yeah,
took
I have
observance,
expertise.
right?
Yeah, no, I have,
Or,
I have
expertise, okay.
expertise in perception and deception.
They're calling it Darville. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I told you. I don't know who started that. Hey, I heard it's Darville.
Yeah.
It's just me and this
Yeah.
guy's self.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, we should call this place Darville.
No, sorry.
Most people are
He's certainly just getting up a name generator or something.
Well, that's exactly what a group of people would be.
Yep.
Get that AI in here, dude.
Do it.
Raven Rock reminds me of Morrowind. I don't know if you guys remember the expansion to the old Morrowind. Raven Rock. That's what I always. How about Haven?
Haven. It's kind of interchangeable. Asylum. Haven.
Yeah, I think they were
safe
calling
haven.
it. Yeah, but see, the people don't know.
Town of
That's not
Haven
marketable.
upon Rock.
The Raven Haven.
Haven at the foot of the Rockstone. At the foot of the
That's the name of the
Rockstone.
bar. That's the name of the pub. Raven's Haven.
Raven's Haven. Yeah, that's the first pub that gets
There you
erected. Yeah.
There we go. It's canon.
All
It's
right,
also,
Haven.
it's also the post office.
yeah.
We're not a big
All right.
town.
Haven at Raven Rock or Raven Rock in Haven, which the Ivory Keep sits upon.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
I think it fits with Roland's like
It's tight.
extremely
It's tight.
long whatever it's called subtitles.
Yeah. Yeah, and who's the Lord? Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the Lord of Haven, which sits upon.
Oh yeah,
Raven
it
Rock,
takes him like a minute and a half.
which is the Lord of
Lord-
Ivory Keep.
Lord
Lord
of the
Roland of
Ivory-
Ivory Keep on
Also
Raven's
known as
Rock from
Being
Haven. Yeah.
Also known as the Bearded Knight.
The bearded
The
knight,
Flowers
yeah.
Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Different sources. Over the next good bit, Paul does develop into a sort of bard. After training with
Yeah.
He gets
It's-
one level in
training,
Bard.
he becomes a jack of all trades. Of training with Fuck and Elandriel and Jaden.
It's the
and
sarcasm.
Rowland.
It's the sarcasm. It's all based
Yeah.
on the vicious mockery.
100%. So he becomes a sort of a swords bard after
We're gonna,
a
like,
while.
Fast forward 20 years, and like we're gonna come back, and Paul's gonna be the main character of the region. He's gonna be like a
Yeah.
small
100%.
swordsman type.
100%.
We weren't the main characters. It was Paul the whole
It
time.
was Paul the whole time. Paul is the main character.
Paul.
I will say too, Larsha, after things get really big,
Dies.
probably retires from her position and builds a nice home, or takes up residency in the keep, and lives out the rest of her days just being around and being sort of the old lady to go to advice with you
Definitely
guys.
installed in every recruit to not fuck with her.
100%. She becomes kind of the mom of the keep.
How
There's
many-
one recruit that fucks
Yeah,
with her, and
yeah, how many-
everybody goes hard down her.
That's what I want to know. I want to know what that recruit's name is, because it's
He-
got to
he
go
gets-
down. He's got to be
gets
like that
all
part of
the
that
worst.
lore.
He gets
He's,
all the worst,
He's
fucking-
Hank's brother-in-law, who he hated, becomes a guard, and it's him.
That's the guy. It's like you don't want to be that guy. That's the
He's-
new beat.
He's forever the story of like this is why you don't mess with Larsha because you
He's
guys
forever
fucked
stuck
him
in
up.
the position of cleaning.
Yeah,
outhouse.
yeah, exactly. Um, over the next months, you guys continue expanding Haven and develop into a large town. Meanwhile, the threat of the giant lingers at the edges of your vision, and
I'll definitely see about sending out a proficient horseman scouts.
yeah, definitely. You guys start sending patrols and just further out, staying out there, coming back infrequently, but just keeping an eye.
And then we slowly build upon the mountains near us with fires of Gondor.
Yeah. The wall construction is going great. The influx of people and workers up the production speed by 10 times.
It could be like a Minas Tirith kind of feel in the Ivory Plains, right?
Yeah. It's definitely fittingly, I think, a haven in these otherwise empty plains.
Yeah. Big old fucking walls. As big as we can make them. And that's going to be rolling. He's going to go full on Trump. Like,
Okay, how big do you go? Because Capital has massive walls. Like, you can't see even tops of buildings.
But our walls are tremendously massive.
Okay, even bigger than Capital. Are you guys trying to go like crazy?
We're gonna have to build walls big enough to resist giants.
Yeah, right?
All right. I will say then you're probably going to need to request additional help from Capital, because an undertaking like that would be probably one of the biggest architectural undertakings ever. So there's a guild called the Silversmith Society in New Capital, which consists of elven and dwarven craftsmen who utilize both their heritage in creating things to sort of get the best of both worlds. So if you guys wanted to sort of hire out some of their expertise and people, all right.
Yes.
As much as the funds let us.
And what? I mean, you guys probably would have to take out a loan from one of the banks. If you wanted to do that, you could, or you could delay
If we don't,
and sort of save.
this price probably won't be here in a couple of months' time.
Right. So you take out a loan from probably the largest bank in New Capital, or even the Royal Treasury. That's probably the biggest bank.
I'd say it's more Royal Treasury.
All right. So you guys take out a loan from the Crown, and production at that point skyrockets. How big are you, like, dimensions-wise, thinking? Because I gotta have some sort of visual.
How big are the fucking giants coming at us with?
The giants, I mean, hold on.
Yeah, we fought some giants, so we know, like, rough heights based off of that, right?
If you really wanted them to keep giants out, we'd need 25 to 30 feet minimum, right? I mean, a giant's like 18 feet to
Minimum.
30 foot.
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum to like 30
Yeah.
feet at the like a storm giant.
And-
I mean, I guess I wouldn't know all that, but so 30 to 50 feet high, I would say, to actually make them not be able to walk over and just like drop shit over the wall or something, which is pretty fucking high wall.
Yeah.
But I'm not again. I mean, of course, if we can get it built, sure, let's do it.
It's not my
But we also have to
character.
reinforce them because you know those giants are throwing stones.
Oh yeah, to have wall
We should.
bigger than New Capital, they would probably need to be upwards of like 80 to 100 feet.
Is this the best?
We're blocking out the fucking sun at this.
I mean, I'm just a dead guy
Good.
living through someone else's body right now. So
Like the bigger you go though, the longer it's gonna take to complete it, and the higher you go, the more you're sacrificing time-wise on length.
I'll say for now, we settle for the middle ground. And once this threat is past,
Expand.
we can expand on it.
All right.
We need,
so like
length with defense.
I
so
think
like 60 would still be bigger, I think, or at least on par with Capital.
We need the length with the width, man.
I know you guys.
We need that girth.
I feel like if we built 2 smaller walls so that you would have a defensive, we'd attack with whatever, and then we'd fall back to our second defense, and that would be part of the strategy. Like assume eventually, but then once they're in there, they're kind of in a kill box as well. I think having a second instead of one big wall or one big safety defense, we should have layered defenses. So a big strong outer wall that can easily be fallen back to our secondary wall, and then the third one, is there like a landscape feature we can use? Does it go up to a hill and a rock can, or like what's the castle sitting on?
It's the castle's up on a larger hill, not quite like a plateau or anything, but it is up there. As far as where the wall as far as terrain though, most of it's just uneven hilly terrain. There's not really much strategic advantage in the topography.
I say we have a big, nice wooden wall or wooden blockade. We do some of our initial attack, hopefully, and then fall back to a stone wall, and then still have the keep as the final one.
All right, and are you guys going as far as shape? Because how you do the wall will at least temporarily like sort of confine the town, or almost pushing city, depending on how many more people you get. So you're going like circular? Are you just kind of trying to do like one huge long wall?
Oh, it'd have to be circular. If we're just out in the middle of nowhere, then it has to be full
Yeah.
circle. But it doesn't have to be the size of the town. We could know that we're sacrificing some of the outer part. When they hopefully our scouts and stuff will know they're coming. So
That's true.
let's make sure all of our most important businesses, we have room for cattle that we're going to bring in for whatever siege. All that, and then just go out that far so we don't have to waste the time. And yes, some homes are, unfortunately going to have to.
Here's another thought.
We'll use that as propaganda to boost everybody against
We should concentrate on building the wall on the side we know it's coming from first.
They'd be coming from the east, headed west. So you sort of focus on getting the
concentrate on the
eastern
east side done first, and then we expanding it round.
All right.
And as much as the people will probably hate this, we might have to bring in some kind of conscription.
That's what I already got all these signatures for. We got plenty of able-bodied.
All right, if you want.
So we
15
can
and
look,
50.
but I wouldn't train them to be front line. There'll be more of learning bow, crossbow.
Dude, Polly's gonna have people burning their draft cards.
No,
Encouraging Jaden and Dar to try to convince people to fight for their survival as opposed to drawing them in through a draft. They'll be better fighters if they're.
So you kind of want to start with like not propaganda, but like send out messages, fight.
Yeah, no,
flyers,
start talking about how
fight for
great
your
it is.
country. Yeah,
We
yeah,
want
yeah. Fight
you.
for your. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
We
Dar's
want you
not sitting
to
there like
stop spawning the
enslaving
city.
folks. He would absolutely want them to do it on their own volition, but also having them sign something that says when shit hits the
Or as
fan.
soon
Or
as.
yeah. So I'm all for. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, no country. Yeah.
Uncle Roland wants you to join the service.
Yeah, it's a sketch of Roland in the Uncle Sam pose. Yeah.
Roland
Yeah.
Winters.
Is there anything else you guys want to do?
We've got Wall on the way. We've got the army being trained up. We've got this siege long fucking shit sorted. Suppose the only other thing I could think of is
I would be
to-
looking for an item that I'd heard about that allowed me to step between one place and another. I had a friend with a cape that he would vanish in a puff of sulfury smoke and would appear in another area.
Okay.
I'm
But
gonna
by
ask
the
around
way,
something like that, which basically it's a cloak of mountebank, but I wouldn't know.
right, you
That's not.
would know.
Yeah, I'm saying that's some cool ass cloak he was wearing that allowed him to bamf
Make a-
over.
Make an investigation check. Two things. So roll one.
So you're saying there's a chance?
So you're saying, hey, 20. Not
20.
that.
Okay. You don't find the particular cape within the city. Like nobody has it.
That's fair.
But you hear rumors of potentially something like that in one of the ruins that the road is currently inhabiting. So if you wanted to get a group of guys and go out and investigate that, definitely could. In
I know
your
just the guys.
in your
Sounds like a one shot.
investigation, it sounds 100% like one shot.
Yeah.
In your investigation, you hear rumors of someone that sounds very familiar to you.
In what way?
That they might be like in a they trained you sort of way.
I recognize the work. What's going
Yeah.
on here? Okay, that's badass.
So
Coming
you don't
from that place.
nothing
well?
conclusive, right? Nothing conclusive.
Listen, guys, I
but,
got a job, and this time, it's personal. Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Got to say-
Another one shot.
yeah. No. Oh, it's not going to the same place though. It's those are two different pieces, like
Two
or-
different. You just
Oh,
pick those
gotcha.
up around the same time.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, so I would definitely go to the guys about that.
All right.
Be like, there's treasure to be had. I think depending on could help the war effort. I don't know how much time we have. Bum, bum, bum.
I will say too. You guys know that there's like you found the dagger
army.
that Dar has, which supposedly came from one of the ruins, and you've heard of other items that were in these, which could be used either with yourselves or with high-ranking soldiers to aid in the
I'm gonna spend
seemingly inevitable fight.
I'm gonna spend an hour an evening with that dagger whenever I'm not like crazy busy. I guess if I was doing like on a mission or something. And
Yeah.
meditating with it stuck in the ground, my hand on it, or in stone, and just trying to explore that. But yeah, I would definitely inform all of the old gang. How long until we think the army's gonna reach us? That's it.
Based
What-
on scouting reports, at least for the next few months, they're focused on establishing themselves in Lay Ridge. So you have probably a good while before any sort of real attack comes. But in the next couple months after the influx of immigrants, you guys start having skirmishes with patrols out in the plains.
with their scouting parties and such as
Yep.
such.
As time goes on and an inevitable outright field skirmish becomes imminent. You guys eventually complete the wall, and sitting atop your walls with your fucking whatever those are called, the like the shit.
Spyglass?
Spyglasses.
Yeah, spyglasses. You look out and you see on the horizon a intimidating presence. And I think we'll end it there. And we'll maybe come back someday and
There's like 3 parts you could come back on right now.
Yeah.
Or 4. You know, so
So, one big question I have: what level are we after all this?
after all this, 10, probably 10. Very level 10, level 12 maybe, somewhere like up there. This is months and months later, so this actually is probably pushing half a year to 8 months later. By the time you reach, actually no, by the time you're fighting the giants, it's at least a year later.
All right, I pass along word to my followers in the cult that it's time to make the sacrifice.
Okay, cool.
I spread word to my paladins. It's time to strike the evildoers that are within our city.
yeah.
You have bigger fish to fry.
The dagger, after this long and just meditating with it, definitely does get an upgrade. Let me check what it is because I have it somewhere.
Oh yeah, no worries.
But yeah, I'll tell you later. But yeah, I think we'll end it there. And we'll definitely revisit for one shots, and maybe eventually we'll come back and pick up
I hope
a
so.
more Game of Thrones style political game with war and shit.
All right. Geez. Noah, this has been a fucking
did it.
blast. I'm excited for the next part in this
Yes.
journey, which
yeah.
Kieran will be leading us on. I
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
think it will be. Are we gonna do 2 weeks from now for session 1? Or are we doing a month from now?
I want to aim for 2 weeks,
Okay.
but obviously still need to get session zeros with everybody, which will potentially be next week if I
Yep.
can get
Everybody
time with
lined up.
everybody. But yeah, should hopefully be 2 weeks time from now. We start our new campaign, run by Mwah, in the
And
realm of Tartia,
Tartia.
the land that once gods roamed, but will once seal away, but to be unsealed again.
Oh, we're fucking unsealing this shit like a motherfucker. Everybody's a bard.
All the gods get released, the realm goes to chaos. Due to the pure divine energy unleashed, the realm implodes, everybody dies. There we go.
There it is.
There we go, campaign finish, everyone. On to new campaign.
That's the beginning, middle, and end right there. We have
And then stuff's so bad that they have to send their team of giants to collect money to fight inflation in their own inflationary battles.
Oh yeah.
We have diaries this Tuesday, and then we are offline, but hopefully recording stuff for content with session zeros. next weekend. So we'll catch you. I'll try to update the stream chat or the stream schedule. So
Oh yeah.
you know. All right. Signing off. Peace out, homies. I love you.
Like and subscribe.